Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Power Core Productions and Podcastings. This week, we're starting a brand new story here for Anime Marvel Phase 3, Part 1 of the Fallout Saga. Now, this was a recent addition that we're bringing to the Power Core family. As you know, I've decided not to do the Star Wars Guardians of the Galaxy crossover, primarily because I've been trying to work on the script for that series for almost 2 months now, and I just came to the realization that it's just something I'm going to have to revisit at a later date and time, you know? For me, I always want to make stories that you guys will enjoy, that you guys will like, and if I don't feel like I'm really getting the best out of a script, I just think it's best to cut my losses ahead of time than to try to make something half-ass it, not give it my all, and then cancel it. I don't want to cancel stories midway through making them like I did last year. I want to avoid that, so that's why I've come up with this new story. That is One Punch Man Cosmic Crusader, What If Saitama Was Captain Marvel, Season 1. This story is going to be a culmination of all things Captain Marvel, so not just Carol Danvers or Monica Rambeau, Kamala Khan, but I want to focus on Mar-Vell, the first Captain Marvel in Marvel Comics. Kind of just bring all things together when it comes to Marvel, the Kree-Skrull War, all that good stuff. So, if you weren't really a fan of Secret Invasion, well, let me take a crack at it. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Every action has an equal or greater reaction. Something some smart guy said a long time ago. Often, you're left wondering, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? Why do we do what we do? Why do we wake up every day? Every person that wakes up has their own story, their own version of events, how their lives are going to play out, who they are and what they do. Everyone's the protagonist of their own story in some way, shape, or form, except the story may never go the way you want it to. For some people, their story gets cut short. Some people have a long, grueling story. Some have a happy ending, some have a sad ending. Some triumph, some tragic. And then there's everything else that lies in between. That, in and of itself, is life. But in particular, what do you do with your life once you've achieved everything you've ever wanted? When you achieve that goal, when you climb that mountain, only to realize that there's nowhere else to go. You can only go nowhere else but down, but even going there is nearly impossible. That was the situation Saitama found himself in. There was a monster created from the ruins of the earth. A purple being, a monstrosity that called itself Vaccine Man, who was going to be the cure, the remedy to the disease that is mankind and plagues it. The monster moved about through the city, destroying buildings and killing everyone in its wake. A young child calling out desperately for help, her mother and father long gone. Before the monster could take the life of the young girl, a flash of yellow would appear, moving her to safety. The monster took time to take note of the new being that had stepped up to him. Puny heroes had tried to stop his conquest, but they were all put down. So who was this new challenger? This bald-headed, red glove, yellow jumpsuit, white cape wearing freak. And who the hell are you? Oh, me? You can call me Saitama. I'm just a hero for fun. A hero for fun? For fun? Do you think this is a game? Some type of joke? Do you know who the hell I am? I am the vaccine man. I was born from the sins of humanity. I crawled from the lowest depths to destroy those who ruin Mother Earth. And this is your backstory, a hero for fun. This is what you champion? You champion sloth, laziness, aptitude. Pathetic is what you are. Well, I hope you've prepared yourself, Mr. I am a hero for fun. You will face the ultimate gravity of your sins. You will face the ineptitude. You will face the true depths of your... Yeah, let's get this over with. With one punch, it was over. The crisis that was sweeping through the city, a plague, a force of nature that was going to bring almost everyone and everything in its wake to ruin, silenced. Of course, most people would be astounded by this victory. But for Saitama, all he felt was emptiness. No, not again. Just one punch? It only took one punch? Damn it! It all started 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Saitama was walking home. A failed interview once again. There was a monster known as Crab Lawton. He was a crab monster man from the waist up. From the bottom, he had human legs and wore a diaper or something like that. He was known through the neighborhood, often known for causing panic on some scale, at least city block level. Most of the upper class heroes never bothered to deal with him, like it was beneath their pay grade or something like that. And then you had the lower class heroes who had to deal with him, but he was just strong enough to take them out. You could say that Crab Lawton enjoyed being in this little sweet spot, if you will. He was too low for the high-ranking heroes to deal with, but he was strong enough to deal with any of the low ranks that tried to bring him in. As Saitama was walking home, Crab Lawton was in his way. From the look of things, you'd expect for Saitama to be afraid, to be scared in the face of such a monster, but honestly, he didn't care. Another job interview had failed, gone out the window. He was depressed. He's gonna go home, maybe have a cup of ramen. For Crab Lawton, he was on the prowl for a kid. A kid with a big chin that thought it would be funny to draw nipple markers on his chest. And because of the whole crab arm thing, he couldn't wipe it off. Yeah, Crab Lawton had a big ego, and even more so, he had a short fuse. Anyone that slighted him in any way in shape and form, well, they were due to be on his shit list. And Crab Lawton made sure that revenge was a dish best served steaming hot, with razor claws that ripped and tore flesh from bone. Crab Lawton, who was standing in the middle of the road Saitama was walking on, looked to the young businessman-looking individual. He tried to intimidate him, but he saw that look in Saitama's eyes, the look of dead expression, of crushed dreams and ambitions, the look of someone who had lost all that fight in his youth and prime. Yeah, that guy looked like he knew what was up. He knew what life was all about. He understood pain. Because of that, he wasn't going to bother him. There was no point. He was still looking for that cleft chin son of a bitch. In either case, he would let Saitama be on his way. Saitama didn't really care very much for Crab Lawton, but he wasn't a hero. No point in him getting involved. Well, at least he thought that, until he saw two children, a boy and a girl. "I warned you not to do that," the girl said. Kamala, it's no big deal. Besides, he shouldn't have fell asleep in the park. That's Crab Lawton. Do you know what'll happen if he catches you? He's going to rip you apart. Saitama recognized that just from the boy's chin, he was who the crab monster was looking for, and the girl was very right to be afraid because Crab Lawton had no problem killing children. He killed children before and for far less of inconveniences. So for one of them to actually try to provoke him, yeah, he had no idea what this boy was possibly thinking as he walked towards them. You, Chin Boy. Name's Cliff. I'm Kamala, sir. Yeah, you too. You need to get the hell out of here. Do you know what'll happen if Crab Lawton finds you? Why the hell would you use markers and draw nipples on him? Well, you know, never sleep about when the markers come out. Oh my god, that is such a boring and old-dated phrasing. What? Like you've never drawn a Sharpie mustache on someone when they fall asleep? Of course you draw a Sharpie mustache on someone when they fall asleep. You all do it. That's the whole point of not falling asleep first. But here's the thing. You never do it to someone who can kill you. Well, safe to say, any chance the kids had of running would be impossible because Crab Lawton showed up and he had revenge on his crustaceous mind. Safe to say, the boy would have been a goner, and the girl too, since he had no qualms with casualties of any kind, if Saitama hadn't stepped in and pushed them both out of the way. Of course, the crab monster was taken aback by this. He thought that the lazed and jobless businessman boy or whatever wouldn't possibly want to get involved in something like this, that it was too beneath him. So, why get involved now? Hey, what's the meaning of that, Saitama? I thought you said you didn't care about the runts. So why are you getting in my way? Because if you kill these kids, I'm gonna end up having nightmares about it. And I'm never gonna be able to get sleep like that. Sleep? That's what you care about? If you can't value the joy and pleasure of an 8-hour sleep, then you truly are a monster. What happened next, well, you all know the story. A man with no powers or abilities, despite being knocked down time and time again, was able to deal serious damage to the crustaceous being. But even he had his limits. However, surprisingly enough, a man dressed in rather ordinary clothing, a bald-headed man, would deliver a soundly placed punch, killing Crab Lawton once and for all. Sorry about that. Any of you all right? I'm fine, but you don't look too well yourself, old man. I'm not that old. I take it you're a hero? Saitama asked. You could say something like that. I was watching what was going down. I was thinking about stepping in, but I saw the way you were able to hold your own against the crab monster. You definitely got the skills to pay the bills. Why aren't you a hero? Because I don't have powers? And I already know, if I try to get involved, it's just going to end up being the death of me. I don't think so in the slightest. You're selling yourself short. Hold on, I'll help you out. Saitama guided the man to a bench nearby and got him a bottle of water. Thank you. I appreciate it. No thing. I mean, you saved us back there. So if you're a hero, what, you retired or something? Forced retired, you could say that. The name's Walter. I'm Saitama. Nice to meet you, Walter. Lawson. Walter Lawson. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I've still got it in me, but other days, I know that it's all leaving me at this point. So, what's the deal? I take it that you were forced into retirement? Yeah, I ended up catching the big C, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. Saitama understood that he probably was referring to cancer. The man's bald-headedness now suddenly made a lot more sense, and upon closer look, it was clear to see that the man wasn't that old, at least he was in the face, probably because of cancer treatment. Perhaps chemo? It all happened so suddenly. I got into a fight with a villain named Nitro. Bastard blew himself up. Nothing but toxic gas. I absorbed it a lot more than I probably should have. And as a result, well, this is what I'm left with. I'm so sorry. It's fine, really. No need to feel sorry. I've lived a long life, and I've seen a lot of things. So, your power, how is it? My powers have been what's keeping me alive. Surprisingly enough, the cancer, it eats away at my system, but my powers were keeping me going. Truthfully, when I first got the diagnosis, if I had just retired then and there, my powers probably would have allowed me to live a longer life. But let me guess, Saitama said. You kept being a hero. The more you used your powers, the stronger the cancer. Yep, it's a vicious cycle. You could say it's like a snake that's eating its own tail. It ends up going round and round in a circle, but it can never be closed. An endless loop. The more I use my powers, the stronger the cancer. But my powers are already so strong that it's able to fight the cancer. But the more I use it, the more the cancer ravages my body. I couldn't stop. More villains kept showing up. And this world still needs heroes. But there are already so many. Why not just give up, retire? I mean, no one will fault you for it. You know, I thought the same thing. But, like that situation just showed, heroes will always be needed. And I don't feel it's right for me to decide when not. The way I see it, if I die of natural means, then so be it. If a villain kills me in the line of duty, I'm content with that as well. I know that I lived my life to the fullest and I did it without any regrets. That's the most important thing. But you've got a lot of potential in you, Saitama. I don't really think so. I had dreams of being a hero when I was a kid, but, had to grow up. And so what? Just because you get older doesn't mean the dream's gone. You just have to find a new path. And you know what? I think this is it, my friend. Walter would stand up and ask Saitama to do the same. He placed his hand on Saitama's chest as Saitama felt a warm, glowing feel enter into him. It was like a spark had been lit, a tiny fire deep in the depths of darkness. Whoa, I feel exhilarated. Yeah, that's the feeling. Hey, are you all right? I've done all I can do. The rest is up to you. However strong you get, It all depends on what you do going forward. You'll have to figure that out for yourself. But I've given you the spark, kid. Now go forth. Be a hero. Wait, hold on. What was my hero name? Well, for what it's worth, kid, they used to call me Captain Marvel. That's what they called him. He was one of the world's best heroes. Although, after his retirement, he slowly faded away from the public picture. And by chance, I happened to run into him. He gave me something, called it the spark. I don't really know what it was or what it is. The only way I can truly describe it is that it's like a fire, an inferno that rages inside of your body, something deep within that can only be brought forth through training and effort. So that's what I did. I trained, and I trained hard. Trained so hard I lost all my hair. I trained and got strong, really strong. Although I probably overdid it, because now I've trained to the point where just one punch is all I need to win a fight. Funny enough, that man gave me everything I ever wanted. He gave me the opportunity to be a hero. The ball was in my court, and I took it. But 3 years later, this is what I'm left with. Perhaps I got too strong, too fast. I trained non-stop until I felt as though no one could beat me. And now, that's become a reality. Everywhere I go, everywhere I fight, I can never reach the heights that I want. Heck, the only time I feel that way is in my dreams. And even then, it's always fleeting. In my dreams, I get the perfect fight. I get to fight beings who can actually push me. I feel that spark I once had, that adrenaline, the fear, the hope, the desperation. Slowly but surely, all of that's faded. Somewhere along the way, I've kind of lost my emotions. Nothing surprises me, nothing scares me, nothing excites me. Truthfully, if I find out that eggs are on sale at the supermarket, that probably gives me a little jolt. But other than that, nothing. And I fought in everyone. I fought this big brawny guy and his brother. They were called Brains and Brawn. They didn't really do it for me. There were some subterranean monsters. I thought they would be stronger in my dreams than they were, because in real life they were just a disappointment. There was some car monster. Yeah, it was just a waste of space. I just don't know. What am I supposed to do with my life? These were the things that Saitama wondered. Perhaps he should just quit being a hero, he thought. There was nothing else really worth fighting for. No goals, nothing to reach. But then he felt it. He felt a presence. He could sense it. It was walking down the street, approaching his house. No way. It was like a flicker. Like a light switch was flickering on and off repeatedly. But the few times it was on, he felt it. It was a spark like him. Was there someone out there? Someone with the potential? Could it be? As he raced out of his bedroom, he heard a knock on his door. Hello? Is anyone home? Huh? Saitama approached the door and opened it. He was in his pajama pants and pajama shirt. Hadn't really started his day yet, and there was a girl A girl dressed in blue and red with a lightning bolt on her chest, wearing some type of hero mask. She had bracelet bands on both her arms and a backpack. It is you! It's been so long! Mr. Saitama! Huh? You don't recognize me? I'm Kamala. Kamala Khan, your old apartment neighbor. Oh, little Kamala. Oh, what's up? Well, I was wondering, yeah. Will you please train me, sir? Huh? I want you to train me. I want to be the strongest hero, just like you. Well, I mean, I don't actually mean the strongest. I mean, the real strongest hero is actually Captain Marvel. I mean, I really look up to her a lot, and hold on. What did you just say? Captain Marvel. She's one of the uprising heroes, you know? It's only taken her like 3 months, but she's already gotten all the way up to A rank. And rumor has it, she's going to be moving up to S rank, and she's going to be forming her own team. Like, she's so cool, and I want to be just like her. Yeah, I get all that. But who in the hell is calling themselves Captain Marvel? She is. Kamala held up a magazine. New hero on the scene. Carol Danvers, a.k.a. Captain Marvel, the stunning hero from the stars. What the hell? What? What is it? Who in the hell does she think she is? Calling herself Captain Marvel. What? What is it, sir? She can't be Captain Marvel. Why not? What do you mean? Like, why can't she be Captain Marvel? She's clearly Captain Marvel. No, she can't be Captain Marvel because I am. Huh? This is the story of a hero. A hero who is a hero for fun. Who goes by many aliases, many names, but among them all, he is, at least he thought he was, the one and only Captain Marvel. This concludes One Punch Man, Cosmic Crusader, What If Saitama Was Captain Marvel, Season 1, Part 1. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we'll be continuing with One Punch Man Cosmic Crusader, What If Saitama Was Captain Marvel, Season 1, Part 2. But that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.